So, uh, in your previous classes, we have discussed about the rescue operation, mine rescue uh, uh, in the mines. Because of the fire, because of the explosion, because of the inundation. So the rescue team people, the rescue trained people should be there to give rescue operation to the people who are trapped inside the. So let us discuss today about mine rescue and SMLs, mine rescue equipments. So the mining industry is among the top 10 industries nationwide with high occupational injury and fatality rates. And maybe one of the most hazardous activities in mining operations. So in the aftermath of an underground mine fire, suppose mine fire has taken place or explosion has taken place or inundation, socially equipped and trained people have to be sent to the underground to fight the fire. So you and me cannot go and fight the fire. There are some specially trained who can fight with fire and who can rescue the entrapped miners. So because of the fire, if any miners are trapped inside the mine, so the rescue team people will go and recover the people, and they have to also do the test atmospheric conditions. The rescue trained people, rescue station people, they will also do the testing of the mine atmospheric condition of the mine. And so in the atmospheric condition, what test they have to carry out? They have to do the gas measurement, presence of methane gas, carbon monoxide gas, carbon dioxide gas, or any other toxic gases, hazardous gases in the mine atmosphere. They have to test it, and they have to measure the temperature, mine temperature. They have to also measure the humidity of the mining environment. Okay, so these activities are carried out by the specially trained rescue trained people, and they have to also investigate the cause of the disaster. If any disaster has taken place in your mind, if any disaster occurs in your mind in the form of fire, explosion, or inundation, or roof fall or side fall, then the rescue team people also investigate. They will do the investigation. So, uh, so uh, they have to recover the dead people. If anybody is dead inside the mine, they have to recover the dead people. And so special personal protective equipments are used, specially designed personal protective equipments are used by the rescue team members to improve the protection of the rescuers against the hazards of mine rescue and recovery. So the people, the rescue people who are going to do the rescue operation in the mines, they have to wear specially designed personal protective equipments to protect themselves from the hazards. The personal protective equipments used by mine rescue team may consist of, they have to use the helmet, they have to use the helmet, they have to use the cap lamp, they have to use the cap lamp, they have to use the, they have to use the hose, they have to use the hose, uh, they have to use the hose, and they have to use the gloves, and they have to clothing, the their entire body, and they have to gumboots, they have to use the gumboots, they have to use the knee pads, they have to cover their face by using the face mask, and also they have to use the breathing apparatus, self-contained breathing apparatus, because inside the mine where there is fire, oxygen management. That is why they have to use the breathing up, and they are used by the trained people. Rescue persons, they have to use these personal protective equipments while they go for rescue operation in the mines. Okay. So uh, while improved technology such as warning and communication system, wireless warning and communication system, they have to use lifeline pulleys, they have to use lighted vests. For the last 100 years, so recent research in this area of personal protective equipment inundation. But nowadays, the number of accidents has reduced because of the improved technology. Because of the improved technology, the number of the number of uh, accidents has reduced in the mines. Okay. So, uh, uh, therefore, the rescue team people, they are using in the recent years, in recent years, the exposure of mine rescue team to hazardous situations has been changing. However, it is vital that members of the team have the capability and proper protection to immediately respond to a wide range of hazardous situations. Currently, there are no minimum requirements, best practice documents, or nationally recognized consensus standards for protective clothing used by mine rescue teams. Used by mine rescue teams. Okay. So the following review provides a summary of potential issues that can be addressed by rescue teams and industry to improve potential exposures to rescue team members should a disaster situation occur. However, the continued trending in the mining industry toward non-exposure to potential hazards for rescue workers should continue to be the primary goal. So to assist in continuing this trend, the mining industry and regulatory agencies have been more restrictive by requiring additional post-disaster information regarding atmospheric conditions. We have seen that the rescue team people, they have to test the atmospheric condition, presence of noxious gas in the mine atmosphere, and other hazards before exposing the rescue workers. So before the rescue workers go to the mine, they have to study the atmospheric condition, whether the atmospheric condition is good enough for the rescue workers to enter to the mine, and others in the aftermath of a mine disaster. After a fire, after an explosion, after an inundation, whether the mine condition is uh, approachable or not, they have to investigate first before entering to the mine. In light of some of the more recent mine rescuer fatality, because in the recent years it is found that the mine rescue team, while they go for rescuing the people trapped in the mines, they themselves are trapped and they themselves lost their life, such as the Crandall Canyon mine and Jim Walters resources in the past years. The direction of reducing exposure is preferred. So therefore, this review provides a historical perspective on mine rescue equipments used during mine rescue operation, and also it summarizes environmental hazards. What are the environmental hazards associated with mining, and what are the critical elements of mine rescue equipments? What are the critical elements of mine rescue equipments and key problems with these elements? So this study also identifies domains for improved mine rescue equipments. Furthermore, field observations from several coal mine rescue teams were added to provide the information on the currently used mine rescue equipments. So the key words we are interested to study in this subject is your mine rescue equipment, mine rescue ensemble or mine rescue equipment, then protective clothing, personal protective equipment, firefighter. So these are the keywords associated with this class. So let us introduce this subject. Let us introduce the subject to you. So the mining industry is among the top 10 industries nationwide with high occupational injury and fatality rates. And mine rescue operations are a relatively high risk activity in underground coal mining compared to your metal mining. Underground coal mining is associated with all sorts of hazards like your methane explosion, coal dust explosion, and your mine fire, coal mine fire, spontaneous combustion of coal, self-heating of coal. So these type of problems are associated with underground coal mining. Therefore, underground coal mining is more hazardous than underground metal mining. So mine rescue team members must be prepared to respond when an emergency occurs. So if any emergency situation arises in your mines, so the rescue team members should be prepared to go down the mine to rescue the people, and they have to take necessary precautions required to ensure workers' safety. They have to also take necessary precautions to ensure workers' safety in the mines. So it is vital that members of the teams have the capability and proper protection to immediately respond to a wide range of hazardous situations. So while they enter to the mine, while they go down the underground mine, so on the way, they may come across with any type of hazardous situations. So they should be prepared to face them, and they must also take proper protections themselves. So their ensembles, their personal protective equipments need to be able to protect them from any hazards that they may encounter. That is why these ensembles or personal protective equipments, they have to wear themselves while they go down the mine to protect themselves from the hazards associated with mining. In addition to that, mine rescue team members also must know the limitations of their personal protective equipments. So whatever personal protective equipment they are using, whether it is a self-contained breathing apparatus or a gas mask or a protective clothing, so uh, there are limitations of the personal protective equipments. They should understand. They should understand what are the limitations associated with their personal protective equipments. So your mine safety and health administration, your mine safety and health administration (MSHA) defines the definition of mine rescue. What do you mean by? What do you mean by mine rescue? What is the meaning of mine rescue? So, Mine Safety and Health Administration has defined mine rescue as the practiced response to a mine emergency situation that endangers the life, property, and the continued operation of the mine. So, the mine rescue is defined as the practiced response, means the rescue team, they do regular practice how to recover the people from the dangerous situations in the mines, emergency situations in the mines. So the definition of mine rescue is the practiced response to a mine emergency situation that endangers the life of the people, property of the mine property, and the continued operation of the mining activities. So the primary objective of mine rescue is described as why you go for mine rescue. The primary objective of mine rescue is described as preventing loss of life. So their primary job is to prevent the loss of life. Nobody should die inside the mine. Nobody should meet the fatality in the mines because of the accident. So the mine rescue team should always try to prevent the loss of life. Nobody should uh, leave their life in the mine. The second objective of the mine rescue team is the safe recovery of the mine. So after the fire, after the inundation, after the explosion, so the mine is to be recovered. The normal mining operations are to be carried out. So this is the secondary objective of the mine rescue team. They carry out for the safe recovery of the mine and its return to normal production. Suppose the mine is producing 100 million ton of mineral per month, and suppose there is a fire, there is an explosion, there is an inundation, all the mining activities are to be stopped, maybe for 15 days, maybe for 1 month. So after 1 month, suppose you want to open your mine, reopening of the mine, then you have to call the rescue team. Rescue trained people is to be called to assist you for safe recovery of the mine and its return to normal production. So this is the secondary job of your mine rescue team. The primary job of mine rescue team is to prevent the loss of life. Nobody should be allowed to uh, uh, lose their life. Nobody should be allowed to found dead inside the mine. So preventing loss of mine is the primary objective of your mine rescue team. And the secondary objective of mine rescue team is to uh, safely recover the mine and return to its normal production. Okay, so these are the two primary objectives of your mine rescue operation, and the definition of mine rescue is also given here. So in its earliest days, in the year 1950, 1960, mine rescue was an unsystematic effort. In earlier days, in 1940, 1950, so the mine rescue operation was unsystematic operation. Rescue parties were groups of miners and other volunteers who happened to be at the mine site at the time of the disaster. These groups of people had no training. They don't have enough training. No equipment are available with them, and no reliable breathing apparatus is also not there. Self-contained breathing apparatus also they don't have. And frequently, their names were added to the list of those who died in the disasters. Okay, so in earlier days, there was no systematic rescue operation in the mines. That is why the rescue team also sometimes they lose their life. So right after its establishment in the 1910 in United States Bureau of Mines in 1910, they undertook a program of obtaining railroad passenger cars and modifying them into mobile stations for mine rescue and fast aid training. These cars were equipped with breathing apparatuses and carried a crew of 6 men, each trained for a specific duty in regard to mine rescue and fast aid. So in United States of America, United States Bureau of Mines, USBM, they established a rescue program in the railroad passenger cars and modifying them into a mobile station, rescue station, where the mine rescue trained people and first aid training were given to the people. And these cars, mobile cars, were also equipped with self-contained breathing apparatuses, and they were carried a crew of 6 men, 6 people were there in the crew, each trained for a specific duty in regard to mine rescue and first aid. So, while trying to save the lives of others, mine rescue team members sometimes they are also injured and sometimes they are also even killed. So the mine rescue team members are just like your military people. So whenever there is a war, the military people they go and fight the war, and sometimes the military people they themselves are injured, they themselves are killed in the war. Similar is the situation in the mines. The mine rescue team members, while they carry out the rescue operation in the mines, they themselves are injured and they themselves sometimes are killed. So since 1900, 11,719, since 1900 year, since 1900 BC, 11,719 underground coal mine workers died in 509 US underground coal mining disaster incidents, with most disasters resulting from explosion. So most of the disasters, most of the hazards associated with mining is explosion. That is why we have discussed a great detail about your mine explosion, coal dust explosion, methane gas explosion. Because of the methane gas explosion, because of the coal dust explosion, 509 underground coal mining disasters has taken place in United States of America. The history of anthracite coal mining in Pennsylvania was marked by an alarming increase in the number of fatalities in late 1800 BC. 108 miners, 108 miners and 2 mine rescuers were killed in the year 1869 at the Avondale mine in Plymouth, Logimic County, PA, when a surface mine fire blocked the exit of the mine. Because of the surface fire, the mine exit was blocked, and because of the blocking of the mine exit, the people who were inside the mine, they could not come out from the mine. So as a result, after increasing each year, the number of occupational coal mining fatalities in underground coal mines in the United States of America surpassed 500 by 1896. So the following figure highlights coal mine disaster incidents and the fatalities between 1900, 1900 and 2010. As a result of these fatalities, the first formal mine rescue teams were organized and trained in the 1900 BC. So this figure shows the coal mine disaster incidents and fatalities. So a mining disaster is an incident with 5 or more fatalities. So in an mining industry, if a disaster has taken place and it has taken 5 or more people's life, then it is called a mining disaster. So this is the uh, history of number of fatalities, number of people died because of these disasters in the mines. So you see, in the year 1900, 1905, 1910, 1915, so the number of accidents, number of people dead is quite high. Then gradually it is reduced from 1925 to 1940 and 1955, 1960, 1970, and in 2010, 2005, in the year 2000, the number of accidents are less. Number of fatalities are also very, very less. Number of so initially when there was no technology available, at that time, the number of people lost their life in the mines is very, very high, very, very high. And as the years rolled down, as the technology is improved, so the number of accidents in the mines has reduced. So nowadays, in the year 2020, we are not listening any hazards associated with mining. There is no explosion, there is no fire, there is no inundation in the mines because of the introduction of electronic measuring equipments nowadays used in the mines to predict the hazards. So before the hazards occur, the scientists are able to predict it and precautionary measures are taken, protective measures are taken so that there is no accident in the mines at present compared to the accidents which took place in the year 1900 BC. Okay, so compared to 1900 era, in 2000 era, there is no accident in the mines. Mines are nowadays safe to work compared to the earlier days. So nothing to feel panic. You should not feel panic or you should not fear to work in the mine nowadays because of the introduction of new technology. The mining has become a safe place to work now. So also, since the Avondale mine disaster in PA in 1869, 125 rescue workers were killed. So 125 rescue trained people were killed during the rescue efforts. While they were doing the rescue operation in the mines, 125 rescue workers were killed. The most common events of the incident were explosion. So that is why we have discussed a great detail about explosion. Two types of explosions we have discussed. One is coal dust explosion, another one is methane explosion. Then we have also discussed a great detail about mine fires, coal mine fires, coal mine fires, spontaneous heating of coal, self-heating of coal, spontaneous combustion of coal, coal mine fire. Then third chapter, we have also discussed about the inundation, inrush of water, flooding of the mines, the sudden inrush of water or toxic gases from old workings, toxic gases and inrush of water from the old workings. This also we have discussed. Explosion, mine fire, inundation. These are the major hazards associated with mining. And because of these accidents, many people have lost their life in the mines. And sometimes you get the seismic jolts, seismic coal mine bombs, coal bursts, and mine collapses. This also we have discussed. Mine bombs, coal mine bombs, rock bursts, uh, 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 coal and gas outbursts. So these are also the hazards associated with mining. We have also discussed all these chapters. So therefore, it should be noted that these rescuers were not all members of formal mine rescue teams. Many were other miners who happened to be at the mine or in the area and responded without donning any mine rescue ensemble. So that is why the mine rescue ensemble means equipment. So you should not enter to the mine without wearing the rescue equipments like your helmet. You should not enter to the underground coal mines without using the helmets, without using the gumboots, without covering your body by protective clothing. If the mine is not having enough oxygen, then you have to carry this self-contained breathing apparatus. The mine atmosphere may be filled up with noxious gases, carbon monoxide. That is why you should also take your gas mask. So these are the self, these are the personal protective equipment you should wear before entering to the mine where there is danger associated with underground mining. So these are the mine rescuers killed at the mine accidents. So this figure shows the mine rescuers who are killed at the mine accidents. Starting from 1869 to 2007, the number of rescuers killed. Number of rescuers killed. How many rescue team members killed is being given in this figure. Sorry. Hmm. So mine rescue people killed. Okay. So in the year 2006, there were three major underground coal mining accidents which took place in January 2nd January 2006 in Sago mines. January 2, 2006, 2nd January, an explosion taken place. An explosion took place in an underground coal mine where 12 miners were killed in Sago mine. And this is the mine situated in United States of America. Then Aracoma Alma mine, January 19, 2006, there was a belt fire. There was a fire in the belt conveyor and two miners were killed in the belt fire. Here 12 miners were killed in the explosion. Two people are killed, died in the belt conveyor belt fire. And again in Darby mine, number 1, which took place in the year 2006, May 20, 2006. An explosion took place in the mines, killing 5 miners. 5 miners were killed in an explosion in Darby mine. So these mines, Sago mine, Arakuma, Alma mine, Darby mine, they are all situated in United States of America. So after 3 mine disasters in 5 months, in 2006, in January to May, in these 5 months, the Miners Improvement and New Emergency Response Act was signed on June 15, 2006 to improve accident preparedness and response. So because of these series of accidents which took place in the year 2006, the United States of America, they brought out a act which is called your Emergency Response Act, which was signed in the month June 15, 2006. The purpose of this act was to improve accident preparedness and response. The other requirements of the Minor Act were in regard to the development of routine emergency response plan. So the mines should have a emergency response plan. They should prepare the emergency response plan in case of any fire, in case of any explosion, in case of any inundation. They have to follow the emergency response plan, and they have to use the equipments and technology to safeguard the safety and security of the people, miners working in the mines. Additional mining, additional mine rescue team training requirement is also necessary. Team's response time, how much they take time to respond, civil and criminal penalties, establishment of a competitive grant program for new mine safety and technology, an interagency working group to provide a formal means of sharing non-classified technology that would have applicability to mine safety. So this Minor Act 2006. In India, we are also having a Mines Act. In India, we are having a Mines Act 1952. So similar act is there also United States of America, which is called your Miners Act 2006. This is called Miners Act 2006, but in India we are having a Mines Act which was promulgated in the year 1952. That's why that is called Mines Act 1952. Introduced a significant change in mine rescue operation. However, no information with regard to the minimum level of personal protective equipment required for mine rescue operations was included. So the most recent tragedy where mine rescue team members were killed happened in the year 2007, August 6, when a catastrophic coal outburst accident occurred. So the coal outburst, catastrophic coal bomb explosion or coal outburst took place in the year 2007 in the month of August 6th, August 2007. A catastrophic coal outburst accident took place in United States of America, where many members of the rescue team were killed. So this coal outburst, which is also called a coal outburst accident occurred at Crandall Canyon Mine in Emery County, Utah. Two mine rescue team members employed by the coal company and one mine safety and health administration mine rescue team member died due to injuries received during the roof collapse. So because of the coal outburst, because of the coal bombs, so the roof was collapsed, and because of the roof collapse, a mine rescue team member was killed in Crandall Canyon mine. 6 additional mine rescue team members, including one MSHA member, were also injured. So underground rescue efforts were suspended following these fatalities. So when the rescue team are in great danger, how they will do the rescue operation? Their life is also very important. So that is why when the rescue team members are injured, some of them are killed in the mine. So the rescue operation was suspended. So there is very limited information available in regard to the ensembles. Ensembles means equipment, personal protective equipments worn by the mine rescue teams during the mine disasters. However, it can be stated that in general, the equipments used during the incidents include a typical mining cover, all which is made of cotton or cotton polyester blend and not fire resistant. So a mine worker or a rescue team member, he has to wear a total body cover cloth. Then he has to use a helmet. He has to use a cap lamp. He has to use the boats, gumboats, knee pads, face mask, breathing apparatus, belts, and suspenders. So during some of the mine disasters, such as explosion, if any explosion has taken place in the mines during some of the mine disasters, such as explosions, it may be extremely difficult to protect mine rescue team members and prevent the injuries and fatalities through the use of a more encompassing ensemble or any kind of personal protective equipment. However, in other cases, such as firefighting, providing first aid, and recovering, the injuries or fatalities can be decreased by using your personal protective equipment ensembles designed to reduce exposures or the consequence of the exposures. So these ensembles, these equipments, personal protective equipments should also be ergonomically designed. Whatever equipment you are using, it should fit to your body, ergonomically designed, and it should aid mine rescue teams in their tasks. Suppose you are fighting with the fire and you are using a self-contained breathing apparatus, self-contained breathing apparatus. So the apparatus should be very comfortable to wear so that the rescue team members, they will feel comfortable while they use this. So thus, it can be stated that there is a room to improve the safety of the people, health of the people, performance of mine rescue team members by specifying the mine rescue ensemble elements and identifying the minimum performance and design characteristics of the mine rescue equipments. So these ensembles, ensembles, ensembles means equipments, personal protective equipments that you should understand. Okay, so today's mine rescue efforts are highly organized and very cautiously managed operations carried out by groups of trained and skilled individuals, skilled individuals, skill, skilled individuals who work together as a team. Mine regulations require all underground mines to have fully trained and equipped professional mine rescue teams available in the event of a mine emergency. Currently, there are 217 underground coal mine rescue teams with a total of 1,888 members in the United States of America. So next class to next class we are going to discuss about mine rescue teams and their task, what work they do. So today's class is over. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Have
Thank
a
you, sir.
nice
Thank you.
have a nice weekend, and you try to complete your assignments. During this weekend, you should use your time to complete your assignments and quizzes if anything is there. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.